Hi Raymond, it's Professor Amy. I'm just making you a quick video to show you around Blackboard and some of the things that you need for this week. So right on the top of Blackboard when you log in is the announcements page, and that has links to our classes, and it's really important that you go to class, so please let me know if you can make those classes. The other thing that you'll really need is over here in the lessons folder. So I'm going to go to lessons, and I'm gonna go to the week 2 folder. I'm just gonna come over here and and on the top of the folder is everything that you have all week. So you'll always have like the list of things that you need to do. Here's the readings, here's the videos, here's the activities, everything that you need to do for the week. Then to go into the folder to get all the details, you come in here. So you click right up there. Let me go back and show you that again. And I'm trying to do this quickly because videos can get a little boring. So I'm trying to be quick and just ask, you can always ask questions. So I'm going to come up here where it says week 2 drafting. I'm going to click there. And that takes me inside the folder. So here is a note that kind of explains what we're doing this week. So some of the things that you're doing this week are rereading the articles from last week, and I'll show you those in a minute. But you had the 2 things that you did annotations of last week. This week, your first step is to go back and reread those and maybe add some more to your annotations. Then you're going to be drafting your essay, and you should take some time to read this, but here it tells you step by step how to work on that draft. And what I suggest is that you start with a question, and I'm going to show you the question in just a minute, and you answer the question with what you think your thesis is going to be, and then you start kind of like from the middle of your essay. You start with the body paragraphs and what you want to say, how you want to answer the question, rather than starting with your introduction. Because a lot of times it's hard to start with your introduction because you haven't written your essay yet. And it's hard to introduce your ideas when you haven't had them, when you haven't written them down yet. So a lot of times it's easier to kind of start with your ideas, to start with your body paragraphs, rather than by starting with your introduction. And as you're writing those paragraphs, you should always be starting them with quotes, with what you want to say about the reading. So don't write and then try and put quotes in. Start your writing from the very beginning with your quotes, which means you're starting with your annotations. You're going back to those annotations and you're thinking about them and you're thinking about the question and putting it all together from the ground up that way, rather than trying to start with your introduction, because that's a really hard way to write and it doesn't work out. You can't start with your introduction unless you know ahead of time everything that you want to say. And in general, writing in college is just too hard to know everything that you want to say ahead of time. Like, I could write an essay on why my cat is really cute, without thinking about it too much ahead of time, but anything more difficult than that, it takes more work. So read this, read the week 2 note there. That gives you kind of an overview of the whole week. Then there's a sample essay draft, so you can see what a draft might look like. And this is exactly what the student did. She put the color in here. She planned it all out. So you can see how she didn't really start with an introduction. She starts with the question and then maybe some ideas. She has a title. Then she's kind of working on her introduction a little bit. She puts stuff in different colors for herself to be planning her ideas. She has an idea, she has a quote, then she's starting to put that together. So you can look at that. Then if you come here, if you click here, you can see her actual essay. That's the finished version of that draft, and you can see what that looks like. Then there's some videos, but I really want to get down here to the actual essay assignment. So to look at the actual essay assignment, you click here, and the essay will download. But I already have it open, so I'm going to come over here. Okay, so here's the essay assignment. So it's 2 pages, this essay, and you're starting with just a couple of body paragraphs first. Here's the readings. Those are the 2 readings that you did last week. And then here's the question. The question is, how does our socioeconomic status, or SES as it's called, affect our opportunities for success? So that's the question. Your thesis is going to be something like where we come from, or our SES, or our zip code, or however you want to say it, affects our opportunities by, and then you have to answer it. And it could be like in a good way, in a bad way, like There's lots of ways to answer that question. So that's your question. Your answer to that question is going to be your thesis that you're going to explain in the body of your essay. And this talks a little bit about MLA format. I'm not going to go into that now. You have some stuff there. And then here's like the format for the essay. You're going to start with your introduction, where you talk about your topic, you ask a question, and the question is, how does your SAS dot, 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 right? That's the assignment question. I know I spelled that wrong, sorry. And then you answer that question with your thesis, and then each paragraph is going to have like an idea, a quote, and discussion of that quote. So to get yourself started writing, you think about, how do I answer that question? And then you go back to your annotations and you think about, okay, how do these readings help me answer this question? Okay, so I'm going to just say that again, just so you have it twice. So the way you start working on this essay is you think about, what is my answer to that question? Right? How do I answer that question? How does your zip code, how does your SES affect your opportunities, your destiny? You think about how you might answer that question. And then you go to your annotations and you go to your discussion board and you think, okay, how do these readings help me think about my answer to that question? And you start sketching out your body paragraphs. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Please take a look in Blackboard, go through all the materials, see what you think, and please let me know when you can make it to class, because a lot of times we go into these details in class. I hope this is helpful. Take care.